Shalom, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us his truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful like Akim, teaching and preaching his truth with all righteousness and sincerity. This is Ak Wasap. Today's lesson is entitled, They Have Taught Their Tongue to Speak Lies. The Lord willing be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. And as always, the sit downs, the lessons, the street speaking is for the remnant, the elect, the Israel of the Most High, to you as the gospel preaching. Shalom to the brother Dawa on the comment board and all the Akim that tune in now and later. All right, as of late, you have this individual, pushing pork. You know what I'm saying? Pushing pork on Jake. Now, you had a couple of response videos. You had an Elder Apostle Tahar. Well, actually, you had the Vegas sit down, brother, which is Elder Karatazar from Vegas. He did a video, and then Elder Apostle Tahar, he did a response video to it. And this particular individual that you see on the screen here, not too long ago, he was pushing the vibration of he gonna eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. Pushing the foods, or not foods, but the animals that are unclean. Okay, because this isn't food. Pork isn't food. Shrimp, crab, and lobster isn't food. Okay, those are unclean animals that the Lord told us to not eat. When you read in, you got Leviticus 7, as well as Deuteronomy 14. All right, and I'm gonna play a little bit of this video, and then I'm gonna pull some precepts, and Lord willing, be edifying to the Lord's elect. So tune in, and I'm gonna actually put in Elder Karatazar page just in case brothers isn't subscribed to it. Subscribe and be edified. A lot of edifying videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video and tune in. All praises, all praises. Right, piece of sight. Hey, and just because they calling on the names, man, because you got to call on the names and truth and sincerity. Scriptures also speak about they that say, Lord, Lord, shall not be saved. It's about you. The names is very important, but there's a doctrine that's associated with the names. You got to have the correct doctrine. If you saying Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, but then turn around saying that the MOTB is a picture of Caesar Borgia, then Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is not dealing with you, although you calling on the names. So don't let, them saying the names throw you off. So tune in. Salutations to you, Royal House of David. I hope y'all wasn't thinking that we finna get out of here before I showed you the spread, right? We got to make sure these Pharisees is good and mad. So, Sergeant, take this. We in there? All right. We gonna show the spread. All right. What we got over here, mama? We got chicken wings, fried extra crispy. We got pastries. We got cupcakes, cornbread. All right. We got bread, beans, and rice with smoked sausage. All right. We got them collard greens with a little bit of Texas mustard. All right. And we got some white rice. And this is all a bunch of food that's going to make you tired and lethargic right after you eat, Now, we're not perfect. A lot of us, we still struggle with, having a bad diet. But, the scripts promote, change. You got to come out of the world. Collard greens, mac and cheese, baked beans, rice, all this stuff. This has been a staple in the black community. And when you look at the black community, all right, they suffer the worst health-wise, whether it's high blood pressure, diabetes, certain cancers, being obese, overweight, you know what I'm saying? And it's all due to his diet, With us coming into the truth, we got to change. We got to put on the new man. And, that goes into your actions and your behavior. But, you got to also change your diet too. you know.
And then what we got over there? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The mac and cheese. The mac and cheese. All right. On the Quan, I heard you talking shit about me singing. I'm singing again, nigga. Look here. You got me in now. You got me. Y'all see the knife? Hmm? Oh. Y'all gonna love this. Look. One for the money, two for the Pharisees. Look at, we got 2 hams with extra glaze for you niggas. All right. Now I'm gonna get the first cut. Did you get it off? I want you to bring it in close.
And he got not 1 but 2.
Closer. All right. We want. Look here.
And I want to show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna get to the precepts, but this dude, he looks like Andross from the game Star Fox. If bros remember that game on Nintendo 64, but you have Andross from Star Fox, and this nigga looks just like him. You know what I'm saying? They look just like this guy. Let me see.
You got me in now. You got me. Y'all see the knife? Hmm? Oh.
Look just like Andross. Straight demon. A villain. And that's what he is.
Y'all gonna love this. One for the money, 2 for the Pharisees. Look at, we got 2 hams with extra glaze.
Brother Dawes Da said the brother is 2 Ham Sam. That's exactly what he is. But yeah, that's enough. All right. So, you know, you pushing pork, completely going off. The title of this lesson comes from a precept here in Jeremiah, the 9th chapter. And we read this chapter and the chapters before it. You know, it goes into the warnings that the Lord was giving Jeremiah to give to Judah concerning their wickedness. And shortly thereafter, the Lord set up Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, to come and oppress Jake. So these chapters is going into the, you know, wicked behavior that Jake was doing. All right, this is Jeremiah 9:4 says, take ye heed everyone his neighbor, and trust ye not in a brother, for every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk in slanders. That's why we don't trust Jake, you know. And this is talking about these evil, wicked Jakes out in the world. It says, and they will deceive everyone his neighbor, and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies, and weary themselves to commit iniquity. So this is a spirit in Jake. All right. And we seeing that now on this video. All right. They have taught their tongue to speak lies. So he's pushing a vibration of eating pork. All right, which is an abomination. So here in First Maccabees, the 1st chapter, all right, goes into history during the Hellenization period. All right. You had Antiochus Epiphanes IV. He forcefully converted Israelites to the Hellenistic ways, or the Greek culture. All right. And it was actually, you know, particular legislation and decrees or laws pushed out that if any Israelite kept the law, the statutes, and commandments, you know, they were, you know, to be put to death. And during this Hellenistic period, you know, that Greek culture was pushed on Jake heavy, and a part of Greek culture was the eating of swine. All right. And you had Israelites who stood for truth, that didn't forsake the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, they followed after righteousness. And some chose death rather than to, you know, partake in Greek culture. So here in First Maccabees, the 1st chapter, I'll go ahead and start over. I started in the 41st chapter. It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. So during this time, Antiochus, which he was an Edomite, so-called white man, all right, he's pushing what they would call a one world order, you know, everybody to be one people. And these heathens over you know, the course of these kingdoms, they all push, the coming together as one people. And the Most High has time after time destroyed those kingdoms, man. We're not supposed to be one. All right. It says, and everyone shall leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. So you had Israelites that was getting down with this decree that Antiochus was pushing out. It says, and sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath. And you got to think about these, well-renowned figures of the so-called blacks and Hispanic and Native American communities. Your T.D. Jakes, these different religious figures of the Israelites. I mean, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. In order for them to keep that position, they have to consent unto, Esau's culture, which Esau, according to Malachi, the first chapter, is the wicked. You have to do vow acts in order to have status in his kingdom ruled by Edomites. So you have to consent unto, these different unlawful practices that these Edomites push out. It says, yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrifice unto idols. So you got Jake in these high positions, they're sacrificing unto idols. All right. And profane the Sabbath, just completely breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. It says, for the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they shall follow the strange laws of the land and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifices and drink offerings in the temple, and that they shall profane the Sabbaths and festival days and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. So they was just pushing the vibration of completely going off. Just forsaking, the law, the statutes, and commandments. It says, set up altars and groves, chapels of idols, sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. So you pushing the vibration of swine, you pushing the same vibration that Antiochus was pushing the eating of swine and, sacrificing swine, dealing with unclean beasts. It says that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, which according to the law, the male child was to be circumcised on the 8th day, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation. In Greek culture, they push the vibration of going after strange flesh, men with men and women with women, that's profanation. That's uncleanness. It says, to the end they may forget the law and change the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. So, if you wasn't down with these particular practices, the decree was that you should be put to death. And when we fast forward to these times, Esau is going to be coming with this same spirit. If you're not down with getting the MOTB and getting down with this new financial system and being, locked into the digital infrastructure and the digital grid, then Esau is going to be pushing this vibration. If you don't get down with the program, you're gonna get put to death. But we believe, all right, that the Lord will lift up a standard. It's in the prophecies, Isaiah 59:19, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. So we believe that when Esau make his move, when he start pushing these decrees out, and start rolling on Israelites, the true believers of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right, there's going to be protection enabled for them. All right, verse 51. In the self same manner wrote he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. So Antiochus Epiphanes, he set up, overseers, which overseers are just governors, basically. And they was going to city, making sure Israelites were sacrificing. It says, then many of the people were gathered unto him, to wit, every one to forsake the law, and so they committed evils in the land, and drove the Israelite into secret places, even wheresoever they can find secure. So you had some Israelites, they was getting up out of there. They was going to particular secret places. Now I'm gonna go here to the second chapter because you had righteous man standing up. You know, you had Mattathias, which was the father of Judas Maccabees. You know, he stood up against um that those decrees that Antiochus was pushing out. So here in First Maccabees, the second chapter, it says in the 31st verse, it says, now when it was told the king's servants and the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David that certain men who had broken the king's commandment were gone down in the secret places in the wilderness. So as you know, these decrees are going out by Antiochus Epiphanes, resting on the overseers to, you know, as I mentioned earlier, to forcefully convert Israelites to these Hellenistic practices or these Greek customs. All right. You had some of the Israelites getting up out of here. They were fleeing, you know. It says, and they pursued after them a great number, having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day. So they know, according to our culture, that, you know, we honor the Sabbath day, which is a rest day, a day where we, you know, just honor the Lord and chill out. So they made war against us on the Sabbath day, just to go and show you how crafty these devils are. And they said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice, come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live. But they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath day. So they stood for truth. And that's what we're doing as we make these response videos in the spirit. We're standing for truth. We're going against what these wicked Israelites and these wicked Negro leaders of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native communities is pushing out on us, man. All right. We're pushing the vibration of serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in truth and sincerity. It says, so then they gave them battle with all speed, howbeit they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the place where they hid. So they honored the Sabbath. They didn't do nothing. But I want to get to the point where you had Mattathias, he stood up. All right, and they was actually, let me see something. Let's see. Is it this chapter? Hold on. Let me find something right quick. Okay. 1 second. I thought it was this chapter, but it may be the next one over. Because you have Mattathias, they was trying to convince one of our leaders to eat swine's flesh, and they tried to convince him. All right, wait, hold on. Slakia Akim, I'm looking for this particular precept. I'm actually looking at the book now. Where is it at? I want to say it's here in the second chapter of Maccabees. One second. Let me try to find this particular precept. If you in here, Dawada, we did that read, one of those times we linked up. You know exactly where it's at. You can post it in the chat. I want to say it was Mattathias. Okay. Okay, I'm Slocky. It's 2nd Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 18. All right. 2nd Maccabees, 6, verse 18. And it'd be like that, Akim, Got to search the precepts and find exactly what you're looking for. Okay, 2nd Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. But he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. So basically, he refused to get down with this with the program that Antiochus was pushing out, and he chose to die. And that's how that's the type of spirit that we have to have moving into Esau pushing his technology out, this implantable technology out. All right. If we're faced, which scripture speak about the hour of temptation, all right, in Revelation. Now, you want to have this spirit, choosing rather to die gloriously. Because according to the prophecies, we know Esau has an end. Scripture speak about the end of Esau's world. So if you bow down and take this technology, you get deceived and you take this technology, you know that this kingdom is finna end, So why forward whatever program you got for a little short season and then get put to death and stain and have a stain on your name? All right, it's good to read these accounts, all right, and look at, principal men and how they stood up for righteousness and they chose death rather than to follow the program that the oppressor was pushing out. Verse 20, and it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. It says, but they that had charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintances they had with the men, asking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded from the king. So they was trying to get him to, all right, make it seem like he was eating pork, all right, but it was a lawful food, some lawful meat. And that's wickedness, man, because you laying a stumbling block in front of your people. And that's what this guy is doing. He's laying stumbling blocks on Israelites, because, hey, this truth is out, man. Every time we out there on the highways and the byways, there's people acknowledging Israelites. So this truth is out there. So you're going to have Jake waking up and, they coming out of the world, they may still, eat unlawful foods. But if they come across this guy pushing the vibration, we still eat pork over here, he's going to get those Jakes that's simple in the mind to follow after him, So let me finish this out over here in 2 Maccabees, the 6th chapter, verse 22. That in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor. But he began to consider discreetly, so he's got to thinking about the matter, and as became his age, because he was an older individual, in the excellence of his ancient years, he spent many years, following after righteousness and being an example, right? In the honor of his great head, whereunto he was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by the Most High, therefore he answered accordingly and willed them straight ways to send him to the grave. So he said, you know what, just go ahead and take my life. I didn't live my life following after the Most High, keeping the law. I didn't grew old in the faith and grew old in the truth. I'm not finna go out eating swine's flesh and staining my raiment. You might as well send me to the grave. But that's how hard we stood on not eating unlawful foods. All right. So, let this be an example. Oh, there you go. The water, bro. The water. 2 Maccabees 6:18. The water. All right. Let this be an example, man. Just because somebody got, the Hebrew, the t-shirt on, all this stuff draws in. He's probably an individual. And like I said, he looks like this dude right here. He's gonna, draw the baser sort of Jake to follow after this. All right. So, hey, a lot of things is going on. Stay locked in the spirit, man. Don't get deceived out here. Follow, our true leaders that's leading us in righteousness and sincerity through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Gonna be many deceivers coming out, leading the flocks astray. So, hey, stay strong, Akim. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone and Thomas True. Shalom, Akim. Stay strong.